A woman will never walk up to you and say, "Hey, I'm ready for you to kiss me." Now, that's not how it works. But here's the thing. Most men completely seconds miss. She is telling you. She's been telling you the entire time, not with her words, with her hands. And right now, I'm going to show you exactly what seconds her hands are doing when every cell in her body is screaming, "Kiss me already." If you miss these signals even once, you might lose her forever. Seconds, because a woman who feels ignored in that moment rarely gives a second chance. Here's a fact that should stop you in your tracks. A study published in Seconds, the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior, found that over percent of communication between two people who are attracted to each second, other happens without a single word being spoken. Percent, that means the conversation you think you're having seconds. It's only percent of what's actually going on. The rest is happening through body language, facial micro expressions, and yes, her hands. Now, I'm telling you, seconds. This is a woman, and I'm going to be brutally honest with you today. We do things with our hands when we want you to make a move. And most of these things, seconds, are completely subconscious. We don't even realize we're doing them, but they are loud, they are obvious. And if you know what to look for, you'll never seconds again. Have that awkward moment where you're standing at her door, wondering minute seconds, should I? Shouldn't I? While she's standing there, practically begging you with every fiber of her being. But here's where it gets interesting and a minute's little dangerous, because some of these hand signals look almost identical to nervous habits or casual gestures. And if you misread one, you could end up seconds leaning in for a kiss when she's actually trying to wave down a taxi. So seconds, I'm not just going to show you the signals. I'm going to teach you the difference between kiss me and please don't. Because that difference, it could seconds change everything about how you connect with women from this point forward. And pay attention to number 7 on this list, because that one signal alone has been misread by more men than any other minute seconds. And the real meaning behind it is going to genuinely surprise you. Let's get into it. The very first hand signal is one you've probably noticed before, but seconds, never fully understood. When a woman slowly moves her hand to her hair and touches it near the side of her neck, seconds, not a quick scratch, not brushing it out of her eyes, but a slow, deliberate movement where she gathers her hair. Seconds, twists it or pushes it to one side while exposing her neck to you. That is not a hair adjustment. That is an invitation. Here's the science behind seconds it. The neck is one of the most vulnerable parts of the human body. It contains the choroidal artery, major nerve endings, and in evolutionary psychology, seconds. Exposing the neck to someone is a primal signal of trust and submission. Dr. Seconds. David Given, who spent over years studying courtship behavior at the Nonverbal Communications Institute, calls this the neck presentation. He seconds found that women in the early stages of attraction perform this gesture up to 4 times more frequently than in normal conversation. So when she does, seconds this while you're talking, while you're standing close, while the moment feels charged, her subconscious is literally saying, I trust you enough to show you seconds, my most vulnerable spot. And that, my friend, is one giant green light. But here's the key distinction. If she does this while looking away from you, seconds, scrolling her phone or talking to someone else, that's just comfort behavior. The signal only counts when seconds her eyes are on you, when her body is facing you, and when there's a slight pause in the conversation right after she does it. That pause, she's waiting seconds, she's giving you the opening. This next one is so simple that it's almost criminal how many men brush it off. When a woman reaches out and lightly touches seconds, your arm, your shoulder, or especially your chest with just her fingertips, not a full hand grab, but a delicate seconds lingering touch, she's closing the physical gap between you on purpose. Seconds, think about it. We live in a world where personal space is sacred. The average comfortable distance between two people who are just friends is about in seconds. When a woman voluntarily breaks that barrier and makes physical contact with you, using her fingertips, she's testing the waters. She's checking if you pull seconds back or lean in. She's measuring your response in real time. A study from the University of Oxford found that touch between two people who are attracted to seconds. Each other triggers a release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, within seconds. And here's the kicker. That's seconds lighter the touch, the more oxytocin is released compared to a firm grip. So minutes when she barely grazes your arm with her fingers during a laugh. She's not being casual. Her body is literally building a chemical bridge between the two of you. Minutes, seconds. And this is something I need you to understand from a woman's perspective. Minutes, seconds. When I touch a man's arm during conversation, I'm absolutely percent aware that I'm doing it, even if it looks minutes. Seconds accidental, even if I play it off. There is nothing accidental about a woman touching you. We are very selective about who we allow into our physical minute space. If her fingers are finding reasons to land on you, she wants you closer, much closer. Now, this third signal is the one that trips. Everybody minutes, seconds. So pay close attention. When a woman starts fidgeting with her jewelry, twisting a ring around her finger, minutes, seconds. Sliding a bracelet up and down her wrist or running a necklace pendant back and forth along its chain. Most people assume she's bored or anxious. Minutes, seconds. Wrong. Behavioral. Psychologist Dr. Minutes, seconds. Vanessa Vin Edwards, who has analyzed thousands of hours of courtship footage, minutes, seconds, explains that self-touching gestures with jewelry during one-on-one interactions are what she calls pacifying behaviors, but not the kind minutes, seconds that signal discomfort. These are self-soothing actions that happen when a person is experiencing heightened emotional arousal. In plain language, minutes, seconds. She's excited. She's feeding something. Minutes, seconds, and she's channeling that nervous energy into her hands because she doesn't know what else to do with it. The biggest tell here is the speed. If she's rapidly minutes, seconds, spinning a ring, or aggressively fidgeting, that might actually be anxiety or a desire to leave. But if the minutes, seconds, movement is slow, rhythmic, almost hypnotic, if she's lazily rolling that ring while maintaining eye contact with you and smiling, that's not anxiety. Minutes, seconds, that's anticipation. She's waiting for something to happen, and that something is you making a move. Here's a funny thing I've noticed. Women who wear rings minutes, seconds seem to unconsciously pull them on and off when they're attracted to someone. Minutes, seconds, seconds, almost as if they're symbolically removing barriers. I know that sounds dramatic, but body language, experts have documented this pattern across multiple minutes, seconds, cultures. It's one of those things that once you see it, you can't unsee it. Minutes, seconds, this one is elegant and quiet, and it's the move of a woman who knows exactly what she wants, but refuses to be the minutes one to make the final move. Watch for this. You're sitting next to her, maybe at a bar, maybe at a table, maybe on a minute, seconds couch, and gradually, not suddenly, her hand migrates closer to yours. She places it on the table near your hand. Minutes, seconds, she rests it on the couch cushion between you. She sets it on her knee. Minutes, seconds, which happens to be inches from your hand. She is building a landing strip. Minutes, seconds, I'm serious. She is literally positioning her hand in a place where all you have to do is reach over and take it. She's reducing the distance. So minutes, seconds, that the move you need to make is as small and risk-free as possible. This is a woman who's thinking, I've done minutes, seconds of the work. Please, for the love of everything, do the last percent. According to anthropologist Helen Pfizer, who has minutes, second, studied romantic attraction for over 4 decades, this gradual proximity behavior is hardwired into human minutes, seconds courtship. Women across every culture studied perform some version of this move, reducing the physical gap incrementally to signal availability while maintaining plausible deniability. Minutes, seconds, because if you don't take her hand, she can pull hers back without embarrassment. Nobody loses face, but if you do reach over, the connection minutes, seconds ignites. So when you see that hand creeping closer to yours, don't just sit there analyzing it, take it. This combination, signal, is honestly one of my minutes, seconds favorites because it reveals so much about what's happening inside her. Headed scene. And inside see head. Minutes, seconds when a woman laughs, covers her mouth with one hand, and then immediately reaches out to touch you with the other hand, or even the same hand right after. Minutes. Seconds, she's doing 2 things simultaneously. Minutes. Seconds. First, covering the mouth during laughter is a gesture of vulnerability. Minutes. Seconds. She's showing you that you affect her enough to provoke a genuine, unguarded reaction. She's not giving you a polite chuckle. She's giving you a real laugh. Minutes, seconds, that she almost feels embarrassed by because it's so authentic. Second, the touch that follows is her way of saying minutes, seconds. That laugh was because of you, and I want you to know it. She's connecting the positive emotion she just experienced directly to you through minutes, seconds, physical contact. She's wiring her brain and yours to associate you with joy. A fascinating piece of research from the Minutes Second Kinsey Institute showed that couples who reported the highest levels of initial attraction almost always described moments where laughter and touch over minutes, seconds overlapped. It wasn't just that they made each other laugh. It was that the laughter led to physical contact, which led to more laughter, which created a minute seconds feedback loop of connection. When she does this combo, the laugh, the mouth cover, the touch, she's deep in that loop with you. And the kiss window is minutes, seconds wide, open. All right, this one is almost unfair because it's so direct that it barely counts as a subtle signal, but you'd be shocked how many men miss it. Minutes, seconds when a woman slowly touches her lower lip with her fingertip, not biting her lip, not licking her lips, but gently pressing or tracing her lower lip with minutes. Seconds, her finger while looking at you, she is subconsciously drawing your attention to her mouth. This is called a pointing gesture in body language. Research, just minutes, seconds. As someone might unconsciously point their feet toward the person they're most interested in, a woman who touches her. Lips is pointing your attention exactly where she wants it, her mouth, minutes, seconds, where the kiss happens. Dr. Albert Mehrabian, a pioneer in the study of nonverbal communication, found that when a person touches a specific body, minutes, seconds, part during interaction, observers' eyes are drawn to that area within milliseconds. It's automatic. You can't help but look, and she knows that even if minutes, seconds, she doesn't consciously know that she knows it. The difference between I have dry lips and I want you to kiss me is all in the context. If she's minutes, seconds mid-sentence explaining her tax, return and touches her lip. That's nothing. But if the conversation has slowed, the eye contact has intensified. The space minute seconds between you has shrunk. And then she slowly traces her lower lip while holding your gaze. Brother, if you don't minute seconds, kiss her in that moment. I genuinely don't know what more she can do short of holding up a neon sign. I told you at the beginning that number 7 would minute seconds surprise you. And here it is. When a woman places her full hand, palm flat minute seconds against her own, neck or collarbone during conversation. With you, most dating advice will tell you she's either nervous or protecting herself. Spattle minutes, seconds. Sometimes that's true, but there's a version of this gesture that means the exact opposite, and almost nobody talks about it. When a woman places her hand, minutes, seconds on her neck or upper chest and her fingers are spread open, relaxed, and she's slightly tilting her head to one side while doing it. That is not a minute seconds protective gesture. That is a display gesture. She is presenting. She is highlighting. She is framing the area of her body that she subconsciously wants you to notice and eventually to kiss. Minutes, seconds. Research from the Max Planck Institute for Evolutionary Anthropology found that open finger placement on the neck during courtship interactions correlates minutes, seconds strongly with elevated heart rate and pupil dilation. 2 of the most reliable physiological markers of attraction, the minutes, seconds open. Hand on the neck is essentially her body, saying, I'm aroused, I'm open, and I'm showing you exactly where I want. Minutes, seconds, your attention. Contrast this with the closed version. Fingers together, hand clenched, slightly covering the throat notch, which is a classic minute seconds. Self-protective gesture indicating discomfort. The difference between open fingers and closed fingers in this exact minute seconds, same location, is the difference between come closer and step back. And now that you know this, you'll start seeing it minutes, seconds, everywhere. The final signal is one that happens most often at the end of a date. Minutes, seconds at a doorstep or during a goodbye. And it's a woman's last silent plea before the moment passes. When she stands in minutes, seconds, front of you and clasps her own hands together in front of her body, almost as if she's holding her own hand because nobody else is. She's in a state of minutes, seconds anticipation. This gesture is what psychologists call a self-comfort hold. She's containing her own nervous energy. Minutes, seconds, she's anchoring herself and she's doing it because she wants something to happen. And she's not sure if it will. Her clasped hands are essentially the physical version of holding her breath. Minutes. Second, pay attention to what happens with her thumbs during this. If her thumbs are rubbing against each other or one thumb is stroking the back of the other hand, minute, seconds, that's active self-soothing. She's managing excitement, not boredom. And if She's doing this while standing unusually close to you, while making eye contact, while making no move to leave. Minutes, second, 7, though the date is technically over. She is giving you every possible signal short of grabbing your face. I'll tell you something real. As a woman, the minute seconds most frustrating moment in the world is standing in front of a man you're attracted to, doing everything you can think of to signal that you want him to kiss you, and watching him say, well, minutes, seconds, good night, drive safe, and walk away. Minutes, seconds. Pardon stamps winning see. The number of times women have group texted their friends screaming, he didn't kiss me, after sending every signal in the book would genuinely break minutes, seconds your heart. Don't be that guy. So let me bring this all together for you. Her hands are constantly communicating what her words won't say. The hair touch near minutes, seconds. The neck, the fingertip contact on your arm, the slow jewelry fidget, the hand creeping toward yours, the laugh and touch combo, the lip trace, the open minutes, seconds, hand neck display, and the class tense of anticipation. These aren't random movements. These aren't nervous habits. Minutes, seconds. These are invitations written in a language that most men never bother to learn. But you just learned it. And minutes, seconds. The difference between the man who reads these signals and the man who doesn't is the difference between a kiss. That changes everything. And a good night. Minutes, seconds. Drive safe that she'll complain about to her friends for the next weeks. Now, minutes, seconds. Here's what I need you to do. And this is important. The next time you're with a woman and you notice even 2 or 3 of these signals happening at the same minute, seconds time, I want you to come back to this video and drop a comment telling me which signals you spotted. Not because I need the engagement, but because the act, seconds of identifying and writing down what you observed will train your brain to recognize these patterns faster and more accurately every single time. You'll minute second literally rewire your observation skills just by doing that one thing. So your comment isn't just a comment, it's training. But wait, because here's the minutes, seconds thing nobody tells you. Knowing when she wants to be kissed is only half the equation. What about everything that happens before that moment? What about the first time you touch her, hold her, minutes, seconds, pull her close? Because if the hug is wrong, the kiss never comes. And most men have no clue that the way they hug a woman can either trigger a deep primal minutes, seconds attraction response or make her feel absolutely nothing. That's exactly why you need to watch this video right here. Minutes, seconds, how to hug a woman to trigger secret attraction. 4 rules. It breaks down the 4 specific rules that turn in minutes. Seconds, ordinary hug into the moment. She decides she wants more from you. If you just spend this entire video learning how to read her signals, this next video, minute seconds, teaches you how to create those signals in the first place. It's the other half of the puzzle. And without it, minutes. Everything you just learned is only operating at half power. Click it now, because the men who understand both sides of this are the ones women can't. Minutes, seconds, stop thinking.